And welcome into a Monday edition of the Backstage Pass. Of course, they're always powered by the website you see there at the bottom of your screen and presented by our good friends over at Toir Guitars and also our good friends at Bangtail Whiskey at bangtail.com. Or, of course, you can download the Easy Liquor app and get the bottle sent directly to your door. And, of course, I'll be having some, as I do every week, at least 2 nights a week, which is good there. And I still have plenty of room for more there because it is good stuff. You can mix it with anything out there. And Bangtail Whiskey, people ask me questions every single day, Kirsty, how good this is. So
what does it taste like? Can I try? Come over to my house, try it. We'll get it to your house.
We'll get it over there too. Well, pleased to welcome in here Brandon Morrell, Kirsty Krause. We start off a new week, and don't forget Texas country artist Stony LaRue is coming by this week. We'll talk about a new double vinyl coming out for Stony pretty soon, and a whole lot more. And then, of course, coming up here in a couple of weeks, this will be pretty cool. Cody Hansen, the drummer for the band Hinder, the rock band Hinder, going to join us here on the Backstage Pass. And if you missed our show with Bobby Amaru of Saliva, we had him on last week and talked about the 20th anniversary of Click, Click, Boom on a new EP they have coming out called Every 20 Years. Pleased to welcome in Nashville recording artist and Norton, Massachusetts alum, I should say, born there and raised.
Right.
Timmy Brown of the program. What's up, Timmy?
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate you being here with us. So, Norton, Massachusetts, that means New England Patriots, probably a fan. You've done some national anthem stuff there for a while. Get the sports pun way off the top. But
yeah,
talk about the journey, man. Of course, knowing this is something that, kind of got that itch at a young age and realized this is something that was a passion of yours and energetic and love to do it. And you made your way to Nashville, man. And ever since, it's been a good ride for you so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I started playing piano at a young age with my mom would send me to my room and I'd get in trouble, and I had a piano in there at like 4 or 5 years old. And that's kind of really when I fell in love with music and started piano lessons and went through high school. And I finally started singing about my sophomore year of high school. And I just really fell in love with performing, and that's kind of how it really all started. And I've had a lot of great support system back home, and I've played at a ton of different local events, and I tried to play everywhere and anywhere and build that fan base. And I have to say that my fans back home are one of the best fan base I've ever been around. I mean, they're just great people that support local music. And believe it or not, even though we're up in New England, there's a big country fan base up there, and they're loving what I'm doing, and I'm just excited to share this album. I've been working on myself a lot over the past couple of years, and I finally feel like the person that I want to be, the artist that I want to be, and I'm excited to share it with everyone.
Yeah, I love that too. And another, just feathering your cap too, the local male artist of the year for, I know, 4 consecutive years there too. And people don't realize too, for, New England's country local, I guess, artist of the year, I mean, pretty cool accolades. People say we don't get into this for awards and the type of that, but the recognition and knowing what you're doing that you love to do, and to get that kind of feedback from peers and family and just everybody and the fans. Talk about that for the recognition of that country artist of the year 4 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to my fans for voting me, and thanks to New England Country Music. They do a great job over there putting on It's actually started as a blog, and my friend Chris Wynock started it, and they do like this yearly award. I guess I don't know what to call it, but they do yearly awards, and they don't just do local too. They do national, and it's pretty awesome that they put local music in their award every year. And thanks to my fans for voting me. It's been a great ride. It actually pushed me to come to Nashville because people were loving what I was doing, and just honestly having that support system really helped me build the courage to get to Nashville and really work on songwriting and trying to figure out who I am as an artist. You know what I mean? And back to the New England Patriots thing. It's been pretty awesome that they allowed me sing the anthem about 4 years in a row. I obviously didn't get to do it last year, but it was pretty awesome. And 3 out of the 4 years they made it to the Super Bowl. So
yeah, and then
you can say that you sang for a Super Bowl winning team,
right? Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, the quarterback leaves and then wins another championship. But hey, they did bring back Cam Newton. They did spend some in free agency and stuff like that too.
For sure.
Some good players coming in. So definitely, it's Robert Kraft is an owner that's committed to his team and to his fans up there. So it is NFL, one of the NFL's most successful organizations out there. I got to ask you about this because one of the singles that caught my attention, of course, Nothing to See Here, is the single out there right now. Just came out April 7th. But let's go back to 16 a little bit, because when I first heard that one, it got the wheels rolling for me. And, of course, I get sent gobs of emails every day. Hey, feature this artist, and that kind of thing. But that one caught my attention, and for a lot of good reasons.
Nice.
Where does that come from?
So I was kind of looking around for some music. I actually didn't write a little bit, but CJ Solar.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the writers on that, and I just fell in love with it right away. It was just everything about that song was me. So I was like, this is a perfect debut like single to put out, first release song ever. And I actually wish like I held on to it. I mean, it's done me really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me build a good fan base, but I feel like that song is like a number one on the radio. So maybe it'll get some life back to it, and we could maybe release it at some point in the future. But yeah, I mean, that's been a fan favorite. I've gotten played on the radio in New England and other areas, and it's one of my favorite songs to perform live, and it seems that a lot of people connect with it, and it's great that people already know the words. I mean, it's been out for a while, but just, my fans know me because of that song, so that means a lot to me.
Well, we're jamming it over here, so we're going to keep it alive, keep it going, pushing it out there.
Awesome.
We did too. Hey, before we play a song here, I got to ask you about this because I'm a big fan of the show, and I know it just went into the fourth season now of the reboot, and they're doing something quirky tonight on it too, which I wasn't too crazy about. But when you came back from season one with the reboot of the fourth season, now you're in season one there of the reboot, and got there among the top 60 contestants. Just talk about that ride and that feeling, the emotion. Was that reality show something you kind of, I know you've done a bunch of them, but how was Idol kind of different from some of the other ones you've done?
Well, I mean, at first I really didn't, I mean, everyone was like, it was such a big thing 10 years ago. And when I first started singing, it was like, oh, I want to try out for American Idol. And I didn't really know how the industry really worked, but I gave it a shot. I got shut down a couple times. And then I was like, you know what? I worked hard. I'm glad I got shut down because I know I want to do this the rest of my life, and I knew it back then. I needed something to push me more and more, and just getting those no's at the beginning really helped me shape me to who I am now. And it was just such a great experience. All three times that I auditioned. The last time, which after the reboot, I think it was season one of the reboot, wasn't I? Yeah. Season one of the reboot. I'm like, I can't even remember. And it was Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, Katy Perry. They're still on the show, but it was a great experience. I made top 50. I got cut right before the live shows, but you know, it actually pushed me to come to Nashville full time and really work on songwriting and just kind of grinding. I like what I've done so far. I like the way it's kind of played out my whole career because just the journey has been a lot of fun, and it's made me who I am actually, and made my songs the way my songs are the reason because of the journey, and just like my songwriting's got a lot better and just different things like that, you know.
Well, time for that music here on the show. Again, the single Nothing to See Here is, of course, all the digital platforms out there, and TimmyBrownMusic.com is a place to go for all the cool stuff, merch and all that good stuff, and the music and whatever else you can find on there. I search artist websites all the time. Love digging around.
TimmyBrownMusic.com, yeah.
I love that. That's good stuff. Well, the single's great, as everything else we're going to talk about today. Tequila, Lime, and Salt, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff, and some very personal songs, including one that I like out there, If You Were Here, which is another great tune out there, brother. So, hey, dealer's choice, and here we go.
Let's go with Nothing to See Here, since that's the single that's out right now before the album comes out. I don't know. Hopefully this works pretty well. You guys can hear me okay? Yeah. Sweet. All right. So this is my single that's out right now. It's called Nothing to See Here. Thought I tried to run into you Friday. Got dressed up, got in my truck, headed to the place we used to hang out and have beer. And there you are in the corner, sitting in a booth. Who's next to you? Could use a warning, girl. I was gonna see if you wanna pick things up, see if you ever have a drink, think about us. If you get along, start listening, shed a tear, but it ain't hard to see that you only moving on. You only has got a photo, got your hand on, watching you and now it's pretty clear. There's nothing to see. I know I should leave. It's killing me, ain't holding you. Instead I bought a couple shots to pull me through. And what the hell do I do? He's in there, kiss you, and I'm just gonna see if you wanna pick things up, see if you ever had a drink, think about us. If you get along, start listening, shed a tear, but it ain't hard to see that you only moving on. You only has got a photo, got your hand on, watching you and now it's pretty clear. There's nothing to see. Nothing to see. Girl, I was gonna see if you wanna pick things up, see if you ever having drink and think about us. If you get lonely, start to me, shed a tear, but it ain't hard to see that you only moving on. You only has got a photo, got your hand on, watching you and now it's pretty clear. There's nothing to see. Nothing to see.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Toir Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toirguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
What a beautiful message from our sponsor, Toir Guitars. We so appreciate them, and their guitars sound amazing, as you can tell by the video. And of course, Bangtail Whiskey with us all here on the Backstage Pass. And Timmy Brown singing his latest single, Nothing to See Here, which came out on April 7th. And that is what we're talking about, celebrating today with him. Let's get into it. Tell us where that song came from, writing it, what was that like, and then being in the studio, getting that song together.
So I actually recently went through a breakup back in November, and we were cutting this song and just kind of hit me a certain way. I wasn't going to release it as a single because I really wasn't sure what was going on. It just, my producer and I, Josh, as we were cutting it and in the studio working on it, I was just like, yeah, this is definitely like a song that I want to put out before the album. And it's just been some great feedback on it. We just released a video on it, and a lot of people seem to be really liking it. So I'm excited. I mean, everyone's been there. You break up with someone and you kind of decide you want to go out. You know they're going to be at a certain bar or a certain spot, and you're like, okay, maybe this is a chance that I can fix things and we can kind of run into each other. But then you run into a situation of someone else is with your ex, and that's kind of what happens. I guess there's nothing to see here kind of thing. So a lot of people have been connecting with it, and thank you for everyone that's listened so far.
There's one that I like too, and I tell you, I know you guys are thinking about putting it on this new record, or it has been on a record. But I love this song, and it's just the acoustic version I've got because of the Apple Music stuff. The "Play It" by Beer, and I think it was just kind of a cool song, and it really kind of connected with me too, where I kind of listened to a little bit of everything when I get a chance. What was kind of the connection? What kind of drew you to that one, and did you write that one?
Actually, I didn't write that one. My producer Josh wrote it with another artist, Charlotte Sands, and we were looking for like another drinking song to put on my album, just because I like to have fun. Also, I mean, I put a lot of songs out there that mean a lot to me, but I like to go out, I like to party, I like to have a good time with my friends. And we usually always say, let's play it by beer tonight. Who knows what's gonna happen? And he showed me the song. I'm like, dude, that's going on the album. And it just, we actually, I don't know if you saw the music video. We have a music video out for that one. I know Apple Music, we did an acoustic version, and we released "Play It" by Beer as a single on January 15th. So you'll have to check out the full version of that. And the video is pretty awesome too. We had a good time filming that. It's kind of just brought me back to when I was with my friends back home, and we'd go out, have some beers, sing some karaoke, and kind of just didn't know where the night was going to take us. So we just played it by beer, you know?
Yeah. See, I actually met you, Timmy, very randomly in a field in the middle of nowhere.
All right. I saw your picture.
I wanted to know, it was with the Justins, who are a creative team that work together. So I was going to ask you, do you use them for your music videos? What is it like working with them?
Both Justins did that music video, and we filmed that music video like 2 days before I met you. I was like, I swear I know that girl, because I watched the little clip that you had on your Instagram, and it was the picture of you in that same place that we took the photo for my album cover. So I was like, okay, I definitely met this. I definitely met her somewhere. I can't remember where, but I was like, okay, that's definitely it. But Justin Hammond and Mayotte actually both filmed Play It by Bear music video, and Justin does all my content. So any video and anything you see that I'm in a picture of, Justin Mayotte does all of that for me. So
he's great.
They're so talented, both of them. So I can't thank them enough, because I wouldn't have all my content if it weren't for them.
Okay, so now you guys heard it, all the Timmy Brown fans out there. I know where the location is, where he filmed his album cover. Just saying.
That was funny. Yeah, wait, weren't you on that? What were you like on that day? Were you on like a scooter or something that you guys were like riding around?
It had a wheel in the middle, and it almost was like a skateboard with a wheel in the middle. That was difficult. I've never done anything like that before.
I remember that. Yeah.
I wanted to try it.
That's funny. Small world, right? It's such a small world.
Well, I know Brandon has a couple more songs we want to go through, and then for sure we want to hear everything you're willing to tell us about the record that's coming.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about this. Well, I tell you, we'll play a song. We'll come back, because this debut EP, "The Leave This Town," was out there in April of 16, so just about 5 years ago too there. But at the same time, you kind of hit the mark there, mentioned the first thing a little bit, and then this EP comes out. So you're right, things are kind of going in that chronological order. Cannot wait for this new album coming out here in May, called "Good Life," which has got some great songs on it. Great 10-track album coming out. But brother, it's all yours, man. Here we go for some more music.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna play. I think you mentioned "If You Were Here" before, and we had a great feature on People magazine for this one, and this song really means a lot to me and my family, and I was so connected with it. I wasn't sure when you get so involved in songwriting, you're not really sure what other people are going to think. Just because it means so much to me doesn't mean someone else is going to like it. But my grandmother was the rock of my family, and she's my father's mother, and when my parents were separated, I was about 10 years old. I would go back and forth, but my dad stayed with my grandparents. So my grandmother was like my mother figure the week that I was with my dad, and I would go back and forth. And she passed away about 6 years ago after battling breast cancer. And I went in the studio with Josh, and I was like, I want a song for each project that I do, each album, because the first album I wrote, "Fly Away," That was for my grandmother when I was really new at songwriting. And this project, I was like, all right, I have an idea. I want to write a song for my grandmother, and Josh and I came up with If You Were Here. So I hope people can connect with this one.
It's a great song. Here we go.
Thank you. Grandpa had to move out of Boston. Everything he knew, yeah, he lost it. On a day in early spring, when it all changed suddenly. Now he's 1,300 miles from where he lay, where he used to visit every single day. And he's still all alone. And I want you to know, if you were here, we'd still be Sunday cooking right before the game. And the laundry'd all be folded, and your house would look the same. And our family would be smiling instead of wiping off our tears. And I know it'd be fine if you were here. Daddy hasn't left the house in days, wandering around in the haze. He don't know where to go, but he'd want you to know, if you were here, we'd still be Sunday cooking right before the game. And the laundry'd all be folded, and your house would look the same. And our family would be smiling instead of wiping off our tears. And I know it'd be fine if you were here. I just made the move to Tennessee, finally prove who I could be. And I still hear your voice telling me the choice is between who I am and who I want to be. And all the things you saw inside of me, I want to make you proud. And I hope you know now, if you were here, we'd still be Sunday cooking right before the game. And the laundry'd all be folded, and your house would look the same. And our family would be smiling instead of wiping off our tears. And I know it'd be fine if you were here. Yeah, I know I'd be fine if you were here.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
And I love that song, no doubt about it, too. And the personal connection, the stories that you tell. Timmy Brown, I had that with my grandmother for years, almost like a mom to me, and lost her in 2019. That fall.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanksgiving, and sorry for your loss, too, my friend. And I tell you, man, those kind of tracks are written from here and here. And I think a lot of the relationships come from deep here because those are the moments you treasure for your entire life. And hey, you know what? If you shed a tear on that one, hey, guess what? It's called music, and that's what it's for, right there.
Yeah, I mean,
thank
you for the kind words. That really means a lot to me because I put a lot. And I had a really cool experience actually too. The week before this song came out, I don't know if people believe in this stuff, but I really do. I was laying in bed just listening to the album with my headphones, just kind of going through each track that's on the Good Life album, and it came to If You Were Here. I was just laying there, and all of a sudden, like this energy just like came over me. I every time I tell it, I have the chills, but I felt like I was like levitated off the bed. I've never felt an energy in my life before. It was the week that the song came out, and I was listening to all the songs on the album. that one came on, that was just one of the most cool experiences I've ever had with a song that I've been so connected with. So I really believe that was a sign of her saying, like, thank you, for sure.
Oh, that's a really cool story. Thank you for sharing that. That chorus is really, really powerful. I mean, that's
thank you.
Yeah, if you don't have that one and got somebody special in your life, boy, I tell you, if you were here, is one of those that you'll definitely want to put on the playlist too. Hey, I want to ask you about that last EP, because what I loved about it too is you guys really kind of knew where you were going with your sound. We'll talk about the EP "Leave This Town," which was out in April of 2016. But also too, I mean, you had Nashville's so well known for some great engineers and musicians and people that work, producers that work on records like that. And I'm sure you probably have some of those same people back now for the new project coming up here next month with the new album, "A Good Life," coming out. But talk about just that team of great people you had, producers, engineers, musicians, to work on your last EP, "Leave This Town."
So my last EP, I had a lot of great people that worked on it. Steve Marcantonio was the head producer, and I was lucky enough that one of my guitar players back home had lived in Nashville his whole life around my age, from 20 years old to 30 years old, 35 years old. Then he moved back to New England, to where he was from. And Mike, his name is Mike Franklin. He introduced me because he worked in a studio at the time, worked with Steve Marcantonio and a lot of these people. And he had some connections. Derek Wells was one of the guitar players on it. And it was great because I wasn't really sure what my sound was. So we just kind of messed around. We kind of messed around a little bit with it, and it helped me figure out who I wanted to be for this project. I know it took a little longer than normal for some artists, but I'm so happy with the way the first EP came out and the people that helped shape me to who I am today. And now we're on to the full album, debut album, "Good Life," which aren't the same producers or players, but my producer, Josh, one of my best friends in Nashville, Josh Gleave, he's helped me, one of the best mentors I've ever had in my entire life. He's helped me so much, helped me shape my sound, helped me vocally figure out where I wanted to be off of that EP. We studied that EP to really focus on, okay, this is who and what Timmy Brown is. So that definitely, just everything put together. It's been a long 5 years, but I'm really excited to just get this out. And we were lucky enough, we actually played a little bit in Amen, in a show that's going to be coming up soon. I can't say when, but you guys should tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on my Facebook, and I have a little announcement for that. So
all right, there you go, a little teaser right there too, which we all like here on the show from time to time. All right, so this is coming out in May. We talked about "Play It by Beer," which is on this record. "If You Were Here" is going to be on this record. This record is, you mentioned, is years in the making, and after what we all went through last year, including musicians out there, which hit everybody very hard, but exclusively that profession. Highlight this one as much as you can say. This project coming out, very excited about these songs. The date, I think you guys did have a release date coming up in May, and
May 14th. We just announced pre-order today for digital sales. So we're going to have hard copies too that people can buy on my website and at my shows. And that won't be available until May 14th, but you can pre-order for your playlist and on your phone or whatever you listen to music to digitally. You can pre-save that. The link's on my Facebook page and on my website, all over the place. So, but yeah, the "Good Life" album, it's just been like you said, last year was a tough year, and I'm just really excited. Like, if you want to get to know me better, just all you really have to do is really listen to this album, because it has a little bit of everything. Even though some days are hard and everyone goes through having bad days and just even sometimes bad weeks, that doesn't mean you don't have a good life. You always just have to put that work in, keep that mindset, keep fighting, and everyone can do what they want in life as long as you put the work into it. So that's pretty much where "Good Life" came out of.
I know we got time for another one, Kirsty. I want to hear more music, and more fans want to hear some music. And
maybe we'll do "Good Life." Let's do "Good Life." Let's do "Good Life."
Let's roll with it here.
Kelly says, "Go, Timmy, go!" That sounds awesome. We got all sorts of people tuning in. This is great.
Dude, good stuff. Good audience. It's all yours,
awesome.
Tim.
Sweet. Thank you. It's called Good Life. Hope you guys, this is the title track of the album. Hope you guys like it. Got a couple links outside of Boston that I go to get lost in every song with my best friends. Thursday mornings I got a tea time in a buzz by the back. Reservations in the West End. I wouldn't want to change it, never would rearrange it. You would think I'm crazy, but I got a good life. It's a good time to have a good night. And I hope everybody's doing alright. Got sunshine, rain, moonlight. The future's looking nice on my bad days. Free place for beers with my boys. Turn all my songs up to drown out the noise. Ain't nothing better than this, even if I tried. 'Cause I got a good life. I got your bare feet on the dash of my Jeep. It's 100 degrees, and we're driving with the top down. We ain't got no place to be, just wild and free. Causing trouble in a small town. I wouldn't want to change it, never would rearrange it. Can't even think crazy, but I got a good life. It's a good time to have a good night. I hope everybody's doing alright. Got sunshine, rain, moonlight. The future's looking nice on my bad days. A free place for beers with my boys. Turn all my songs up to drown out the noise. Ain't nothing better than this, even if I tried. 'Cause I got a good life, yeah. Yeah, I got a good life. I got a good life. Yeah. 'Cause on my bad days, free place for beers with my boys. Turn all my songs up to drown out the noise. Ain't nothing better than this, even if I try. 'Cause I got a good life. I got a good life.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Toir Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toirguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
And make sure you do contact Ed right there at toirguitars.us. And of course, I'm going to tell you right now, he's made guitars for a lot of great people out there. Ali Colleen to be like I said, one of the names out there, and just many, many more out there. So they sound great, and definitely the sweet tone comes from the wood, and they provide the pictures from start to finish. And again, I just appreciate all he's done to skyrocket this thing over the last year. To have that relationship with Ed has been amazing here on the show. Timmy, we could be here all day with concerts. What's that?
He commented, he said, nice song. So he totally dug that song you shared with us, Timmy, and so did we.
That's awesome.
It tunes in a lot, no doubt.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Great songs.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Speaking of Allie, she might be one of the female artists in my writers round before the Third and Leslie show. So
she's a show favorite here with us. Has been on a few times, including last week. I heard that the latest album that had the hard copies at a album kickoff party a couple weeks ago, she actually sold out. They're on another round too, and it's just a great.
For sure,
great
she's awesome. Yeah,
just a great lady too, man. Hey, I wanted to ask you about the musical influences, and I should have done that at the beginning, but we've had Randy Travis here on the show. His wife been guest here before, and influenced by such a great legend as that, Brad Paisley and Jason Aldean. Talk about just why those artists meant so much to you and listening to their music growing up.
Yeah, I mean, first off, Randy and Alan Jackson were huge influence for me growing up because I would actually listen to their music with my grandmother. So that's another connection that I had with country music and with my grandmother. And they just, their vocals, just like, singing is my thing, and I put a lot of work into my vocals. So just artists like them and Jason Aldean, just artists that can really sing and get emotion across with their lyrics just by singing a song. That's kind of how they influenced me growing up, and it just helped me focus on my vocals and made me want to be a really good singer. So I'm still learning every day, still working hard at it, but that's those are the main reasons why they were big influences growing up, for sure.
Love it too. Well, Kirsty, it's time for that rapid fire, because I could sit here and talk with this gentleman all day here on the show. The music is that good. In fact, my kid was like moving her head back and forth to a little bit of his music this morning in the car.
That's awesome.
The works. That's how you know when she likes it. Of course, I was going to like it, and she rubs off on her. She's already a musician into her little shows and stuff now. But we do this little thing called rapid fire, and Kirsty, it's all yours. Here we go.
Awesome. Oh God, I'm bad at this stuff.
This is just fun.
Easy.
I'll let Brandon have the one that he likes of my questions. So I'm going to ask you, what was the first song you ever sang on a stage?
On stage, probably the national anthem.
Yeah?
Okay.
When you were like really little?
I mean, on stage, I was so shy. I really was one of the most shy people. I didn't even start speaking until I was like 4 years old. I was so shy. Yeah, but I honestly probably, or you know what? No, it was What a Wonderful World, Louis Armstrong.
Okay, there you go. I love a little musical history. All right, so I'm gonna do this one too, and I got a couple more after this. When you look back at favorite foods now, I'm in this pizza kick I've been on. It's crazy, but and I've got like several artists say when I come to their show they want to share pizza with me, Jeff, Kirsty, the whole team here. When it comes to your pizza and it's just for you, what are you putting on it?
Oh,
just yours.
Just yours.
I'm really just like a simple person, so pepperoni, and and I need to put like a lot of red pepper flakes on it. So.
Pepperoni, red pepper flakes. All right.
Burn them out.
I'm just so simple sometimes. It's bad.
That's all yours. Pepperoni's one thing I do not like. So
can't judge there, man. It's good stuff right there. And
I love
some
pizza
whiskey
though.
with it. Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I've been on the kick lately, and I tell you, man. What you got, Kirsty?
Okay, when everything opens up and we can travel wherever, what's on your bucket list? Where do you want to go?
Do I have to be playing music?
No, you don't.
No. I really want to go to Italy. Like I've been wanting to go for a long time. So I think now is the time that we weren't able to do anything for a year. So I'm like, I'm going to go travel some too. So definitely Italy.
Like that. All right. Last one I got here. I know you've opened for a lot of different artists and shared the stage with some big ones out there. And of course, William Michael Morgan, Aaron Watson, who's a good friend of the show here. And just many others. Who was your favorite to open a show for and share that stage with?
Oh boy. That's so tough because I honestly haven't had a bad experience with any of them. So I do have to say I'm only going to say this just because I've played like 4 or 5 shows and we've gotten to know each other a little better. Lindsay L's a great person and just a great person to be around when you're an artist that is trying to get to that next level. So she's definitely one of my favorites that I've opened up for.
Just a great person and, of course, a good friend of the show, and definitely love having her on and have seen her on the Opry and killing it already with that latest album she put out last year. Love her coming by last fall. Well, the singles, nothing to see here, but there's a lot to see here with this superstar in country music. Timmy Brown.
Oh, God. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Music.com is the website to go. And Timmy, we ever get up there in the town, I bring this thing on the road as I like to do from time to time. Hopefully next February at the CRS for 22. I'd love to have you stop by, meet you in person, and share a pepperoni pizza, Kirsty, with flakes.
Let's do it. And some whiskey.
That's the whiskey with Bangtail.
Yeah, for
no
sure.
doubt.
Absolutely, man. I'd love that. So let me know definitely when you're up here.
Appreciate you being on. Nothing to see here across all the digital platforms. Go get your copy, and of course the album next month is going to be the Good Life, and I can't wait for Good Life to come out there and do some good stuff. And the whole
Thank you.
10 albums to learn about his entire life as a country musician. Ed, appreciate y'all tuning in. Some of the comments, keep them coming. We're coming up here in just a little bit. Josh Gallagher's coming to stop by. You might remember him from The Voice and doing some big things up there in Nashville in his own right. And, of course, Wednesday coming up, Texas country artist, a guy you may have heard of, Stoney LaRue, is going to stop by here on the show. Looking forward to the chat there. Thanks to Toir Guitars and Bangtail Whiskey. We'll see you with Josh Gallagher on the Backstage Pass here in just a few. Stay tuned.